Hey, 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 everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Chats with Ty. I am so honored to have you on tonight. As you are logging in, like, tag, and share. We want you to be super engaged tonight as we are still with the me versus me, that internal battle within, because the enemy has been the enemy for entirely too long. Tonight, we have such a special guest with us. We have Prophetess Kristina White with us, and we're going to introduce her in just a moment. But before we get started, I want you to like, tag, and share this live because it's going to be good. So last week, we had the infamous Marsha Williams on, Minister Marsha Williams, and she came and she told us that being unraveled in Elohim's presence is the best place to be unraveled in, and we couldn't have agreed more with that. So tonight, we are going to dive a little deeper into the me versus me, the internal war within, because we know that sometimes we are our biggest enemy. We want to blame the adversary for everything, but sometimes we create self-afflicted wounds and we have created the own chaos in our lives. So tonight, grab your journals, write out whatever comes to you. Let's start healing. Let's uproot and updig every and anything that's in Elohim's way so that he can have all of the honor and the glory. So, without further ado, I would love to introduce to you, and some who already know, Prophetess Kristina White. Let's give her a round of applause. Welcome, and thank you so much for accepting the invitation to come and chat with Ty today.
It's an honor. An honor. Happy to be here.
I'm glad to have you. So, like I said, so y'all, this person's a little special to me, but we're not gonna try to go too familiar. You know, she's watched this walk that I'm on from the beginning until now, and she can tell you that it was the enemy that has truly been self-destructing. So, but I just want her to go ahead and talk a little bit, introduce herself, and then we're gonna dig into tonight's topic: me versus me. The floor is yours.
Hi, I'm Kristina White. I'm a wife, mother, grandmother, godmother, a servant of the Most High. I'm just honored to be here. Nervous, but I'm honored to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you. So we're just gonna have a conversation. Y'all chime in tonight. It's gonna be good. We're just gonna talk. So last week, Minister Marsha, she came and she taught us, being unraveled, because a lot of us feel like being unraveled is a bad place to be. But we learned that that is honestly the best place to be when you are unraveled, unfolded into our Creator's hands. He can take out and then put in what needs to be put in, right? So let's just dig into that, right? So I know that there have been plenty of times where you're like, I have to stop fighting me, right? Can you tell us about a moment, or give us a pivotal moment when you realized that you were your worst enemy?
Well, I felt, to be honest, I felt like I've been my own enemy for a while,
Mm-hmm.
because I had battled through a lot. So it left me kind of insecure, kind of with low self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
So it was always me. It had nothing to do with anybody else. It was always me inside my head. Well, I'm not good enough. I know, Father, I know you're calling me. I know you're pulling on me. But
Yeah.
how do I get to this part?
Yeah.
How do I get to the place where I'm confident enough?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's always, to me, it's always been a constant battle for me.
Yeah.
But now, you have to stay before you got to get out your head and you got to stay before the Father.
Yeah.
That's the key.
So we gonna park there for a little bit. So our minds are like, it's like a battlefield in there, right?
Mhm.
It's like I don't know about you, and I think you can really identify with what I'm about to say. But I know mine's is like the internet browser. I got like 35 tabs open, and I got like 35 different scenarios going on in my head because this happened, that happened, and then I'm picking stuff up in the spirit realm, and then I got the physical. I'm fighting that. So can you hear me? Okay. So I'm fighting that. And then here comes some other stuff, right? So can you talk to us about the place when you are battling in your mind? How did you escape that and started zoning in to the voice of Elohim?
Well, for me, I had to, because I always had other people around. I always felt like I had to be the fixer for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So it was always husband, children, grandchildren. It was always someone around me, and I always had my hands in everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it took a while before I said, "Listen, I can't. There's too much going on, Father. I know you're
Mm-hmm.
pulling on me. I know you trying to show me some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get to the place where it was just me and it had to be just me and him, nobody else, because the battle was within me. So I needed him. I was trying to fix everybody else, and I needed him to fix me. But I had to come to terms with that. I had to admit that I needed healing. I had to
Mm-hmm.
admit that there was an inner war going on in my members. So,
Ooh.
but it didn't stop there. Because once he pulled me into a place, I was like, wait a minute. Okay, I'm here and I didn't even know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't used to being by myself or trying to. But the Father needed me to get me where it was just me and him. And I didn't know what to do. And I still
So
fought.
so some people, they think when you're by yourself that that's a bad place.
It's not.
And but it can be if it's not directed, if the father didn't instruct for that place, right?
Mhm.
So but when you realized that he called for you to be by yourself, what did that look like? How did that feel? Like, did you feel like you were being punished at all? Like, talk to us about that place.
I did because one, I asked for it. I asked to be by myself. I know you remember me saying I need a vacation. I just need to get away where it's just me and the Father.
Mm-hmm.
But once I was at that place, I was confused because
Mm-hmm.
it didn't happen in the way I thought it was going to happen. So I still struggled for a minute.
Can you talk to us about the show, like that place, like so? Because a lot of people feel like they're alone when they are in these places and these spaces. Like I know for me, when I got here, I felt completely and utterly alone. I knew I had people, but I still felt like I was this person on the island all by myself. And then I started creating scenarios in my head.
Mhm.
Then I started, it just, I was in the space and it started seeming like it was dark. Like I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I just felt like I was in this dark hole and I couldn't see anything around me. But I remember one day I was in my living room. I said, listen, I know you called me here, but I need help. And when I called for him, I can't speak for anybody else, and maybe you can identify with this space. But when I called for him for myself, not because somebody else felt like I should have, I started to see a little light. It was like, you ever see those, like, I know you watch plenty of scary movies, like where people are in this dark hallway and then they finally see an outing on how they can escape. That's what it seemed like to me. And he was my escape. Can you talk to us about that place?
Mhm. Well, I know when I was here, and it felt like you said, it was lonely.
Mm-hmm.
But once I opened myself up,
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. Once we open ourselves up and admit, okay, Father, I need healing because I've been feeling like I was trapped for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So once I let him in and started dealing with Kristina, there was nowhere to run. It was I couldn't blame nobody else. I couldn't,
Mm-hmm.
it was just me. And this happened just not too long ago. If we're being completely honest, it just happened because it was years of self-inflicted abuse that I was putting on myself because I
So
wasn't ready to surrender.
we're gonna park right there for a second. Give me 1 second. We're gonna park right there because a lot of believers, even non-believers, a lot of people in this world, we literally create self-inflicted wounds.
Hmm.
But how do you get to the place when you realize, hey, it's me. I'm fighting me. This has nothing to do with the Father did not instruct me to do this. I cause chaos at my own hands. How, like, and I know some people, they pick up shame, they pick up guilt, they pick up hurt. But how do they navigate out of that place?
And I know it's easier said than done, but I had to get to the place where I accepted it was just me and him. I was
Mm-hmm.
talking to him just like me and you are sitting here having a conversation. Like, Father, I need you. I can't go on like this. Because I
Yeah.
see me stepping over a cliff and to no return. That's how bad it gotten. But once you open your mind and your heart to him, things become easier. It becomes lighter, becomes brighter. You know, and it's a beautiful thing because I know you're stepping ahead a little bit, but I was in the church world for a long time, for years.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, I love being amongst other believers, worshiping, praising, but it was like every Sunday I was at the place. Every Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday at the place.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like it's going in and out, but still coming back to the same place.
Yeah.
Into the same, like up and down on a roller coaster. I was in and out. I was didn't know whether I was coming or going. But once I invited that place where, okay, Father, I need healing. I need to be healed.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about me. It's not about my kids. It's not about my husband. It's not about my grandchildren. It's about me and you. It's about me and you. It's about me getting what I need. I feel you calling me.
Yeah.
I feel you pulling on me. I hear you calling me, Father.
Mm-hmm. So you hear, you feel. So it's the tug of war. So how do you get you out of the way? How did you get to that point where I'm like, okay, you're like, okay, Christina, no more. How did you get to that place where you stopped fighting yourself and allowed him to do what he wanted to do?
You just have to be um, open to hear because my mind, my mind was in such a dark place for such a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and so it took a while for me to say, okay, Father, where am I going? What are you trying to show me? What do you want to do? Because I can't depend on nobody else to do it.
Yeah. But how did you confidently so a lot of like everybody looks at you and I can attest because they be like, whoo, she got it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but how do you confidently, knowing that you have been struggling with self-inflicted wounds, knowing that you aren't like everybody else. How do you confidently like say, you know what? For Elohim I live and for Elohim I'll die. Like how did you get to that place where you're like, you know what? I'm okay if you never put anybody else around me. How did you get to that place where you're like, you know what, it's me and you. Let's rock this out. Like, can you walk us through some of those steps? Because a lot of people think they're on their own when they get to that place. A lot of people think that, you know, no one else can identify. And that's the problem, right? So a lot of believers feel like they're in spaces that nobody can identify with because we lack transparency in the body.
Hmm.
You know, so how did you get to, can you walk us through some of them steps?
It's sad um, when you think that you have it all together, but
Hmm.
then when he shows you where you are, okay, Father, when he starts showing you,
When you got to look at you in the mirror.
uh-huh,
Eesh.
face to face.
Mm-mm.
Father, I need you because before I had, you had help. I go and I get a little fix in the church, and you run around, you clap, praise, dance, and then
Jump,
you feel good
shout.
for a minute. But
Hmm.
then by the middle of the week, you're right back where you started from. And to me, it had to be relationship over religion.
Ooh.
I had to learn to get to that place where it was me and his relationship, and nobody else's. Because once you get to that place, he'll start showing you who you are, what's going on, and how you get out of it. He'll take you right by the hand.
I remember, I remember calling you when I moved to Jersey. I remember calling you and I'm like, some I'm not satisfied. Something is off. Something is wrong. And don't get me wrong, when I was there, I was at Victory and I was under Great Word. It was wonderful. You know, the leaders were wonderful, you know, but something still felt wrong. And then I started to fight myself because, you know, I didn't get permission to move. You know, the father didn't tell me to pack my bags up and go, you know. Um, but then I started that internal war that I couldn't go back, that it was too late because I didn't do what he told me to do. So instead of listening to him, instead of listening to Elohim, I started listening to the voices, the 27 voices that started speaking in my head. He'll never take you back. He won't love you through this. Are you out of your mind? You move without permission. You're not in his grace. You're gone. You know? But and I know you can identify with that space, not particularly that moment because that was something I did, right?
Mhm.
Um, but I know you can identify with that place where you're like, you know what? He done with you.
Right. You're almost afraid to ask, Father, can you help me? Because
Yeah.
you said, I know I did it without asking. I know I went ahead of you. But Father, if you can't take me out, it can't be done.
That part.
And
But
that's
I remember that space so like it was I think that was the first time I acknowledged that I was fighting me. I wasn't fighting the adversary. I was fighting the enemy inside of me. Like it's like you got a good you and then you got that part where you like, you know what? Let me go ahead and drown out all the good stuff that the Father ever spoke to me. Let me drown out the promises because his word never and in that moment you forget that he says his word will never return to him void because he's not the son of man that he should lie, nor should he have to repent.
that
But
part.
that crazy voice in your head goes, none of that matters. And so we forfeited our own promises. We forfeit, what he says, because he's not lying. He's like, hey, it's right here. Hey, I'm waiting. I need you to go through the fire. I need you to go through this process,
Mhm.
but it's right here. Come on, keep pushing. But then you have that devil in your ear, and that says, you're not worthy. I don't care what he said to you. You can't do it. You stepped out of grace. You stepped out of mercy. You stepped out of what he created, what he centered as the safe place, right?
Mhm.
And you stepped out of it, and now you're in danger, and you can't go back to safety. Can you speak to that space?
I think if we all be honest that we've been there,
Mm-hmm.
um, a lot of us have, all of us have, because I remember sitting in a room and I'm crying. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
bawling,
Mm-hmm.
bawling, crying because I didn't see a way out. I didn't see how, because you think you done messed up so many times that it's no,
Mm-hmm.
like you just said, it's no return from it. Um, and I was just crying and crying and crying and crying. I didn't even know if I wanted to keep going. That was at that point where suicide could have been trying to take a play. You
Yeah.
know, it,
Right.
it Father have mercy.
Have mercy.
And he's and just in the nick of time, just when I thought it was over for me, because he had to remind me who I was and who he called, just like he had to remind you. He had to remind me because from at some point I forgot.
But we do forget though, because we get in our minds, you
Mhm.
know? And then here we are, the me versus me. I heard you, but I'm not feeling that right now.
Right.
You told me I was created in your image, but when I'm looking in this mirror, I see destruction. You told me I was fearfully and wonderfully made, but right now I'm fearful. Right now, I don't see my way. Right now, all I feel is the weight of my affliction. Some of it self inflicted, but I'm feeling it. And I
Hmm.
don't see what you spoke over me.
That part.
I, you told me you knew me before you formed me in my mother's womb. But let me tell you how I feel so far from you. I don't even think you know who I am right now. I have, that's the place, unfortunately, that a lot of believers have been stuck in. And it's like they're on a merry-go-round
Hmm.
and they don't know how to get off. How do they get off?
I remember him telling me a few days ago to just open my eyes. He said, "Open your eyes and see. I've been here all along. Just open your eyes that you may see what's really going on, what's really happening, what I'm really trying to do." He said, "I will never leave you nor forsake you, but open your eyes so you can see who I am
Mm.
and who has been the whole time. Just open your eyes."
We
Our vision gets cloudy, you know.
yeah.
And then once our vision gets cloudy, our mind, then our mind goes. And once the mind goes, then everything else follows.
It's like it seems like it's over.
Mm-hmm.
But can I encourage somebody that's listening or who will catch this replay? If there is life, if you wake up and you are breathing his ruach, if you wake up and you got feeling in your body, your mind is moving, whether it's moving at the pace you want it to or not,
For that part.
it is still time. You can say, no longer will I be my worst enemy. You
Mm-hmm.
can get up, look at yourself, say, hey, I did this. Okay. But no longer will I do it. I remember, so I remember I called you, was it yesterday or the other day? Some stuff had took place before I left Maryland, and I was extremely hurt. And it wasn't because of the situation, it was because of the person,
Right.
right? And I remember driving to work a few days ago, and Elohim told me to call this person. I said, indeed, I'm not. Turn my music up. And I was like, mm-mm, I know I didn't hear that. And then here I go with this voice that was not Elohim's, who tried to override what he said to me. My manager is never late, okay? I pulled into the parking lot. My manager texts me and said, hey, I'm going to be about 15 minutes late. What do you mean? I heard Elohim again. He said, call them. I said, absolutely not. But I'll send a text message, Father.
That's cute.
It was real cute. And I'm telling you, 3 minutes later, that phone rang. But here I am. I saw my phone ringing. But here I am fighting myself. I'm not answering this phone. And I could hear him clearly say, answer the phone. This is not for them. This is for you. We can delay our own healing by being disobedient.
Yes.
So long story short, I answered the phone. And when I got off this phone call, one, my manager pulled up. It was just real funny. I'm like, Father, you got jokes. You're funny. But when I hung that phone up, I felt a sense of relief. I felt like I the anger that I held on to, it was like it dissipated. I don't know where it went. And I felt lighter. Like, you know how when you go to the gym and you done lost your first 10 pounds and you're like, yeah. Like, but that's how I felt when I got off that phone call. And so I want my listeners to hear me when I say forgiveness. Do not let yourself fight when the Father tells you to do something,
Mm-hmm.
because you can delay your own healing. You can delay your own breakthrough. You can delay the promise from disobedience.
Yes.
You can delay so much. So stop fighting yourself. You heard Elohim the first time. Do it. And you're not going to look like Susie and Sally. You're not going to look like Deacon Bob. You're not going to look like whoever.
That's the part.
You are
That's
supposed to look like you.
mm,
You are
and that,
supposed to sound like you. You're supposed to leave your own footprint in this earth. You are supposed to move like you. I'm not going to look like you. You're not going to look like me. I'm not going to pray like you. You're not going to pray like me. But there has to be a moment in your life where you say, you know what? I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And no
mm-hmm.
matter what the other voices say, I'm going to drown it out because Elohim said. And then you start throwing them what he spoke. Those moments you find yourself, because baby, I will throw word at something quick. You're ugly. He said I'm beautiful. He said I'm beautiful.
That part.
When fear tries to creep in, I said, he did not give me the spirit of what? What? Oh, you got to go. So you have to literally, like, you know how you be ready to fight them people on the street? You have
Mm-hmm.
to fight yourself like that. Because
Mm-hmm.
there's a war on the inside that if you do not fight, you will lose.
Yes.
And then the fight that you have fought for so long would be in vain. For what? Then what? Before we end, is there anything that you want to say to the listeners? Is there a word of encouragement you want to give them?
Um, I just want to say to keep fighting. Keep fighting. I mean, keep fighting the good fight. And don't allow the enemies of your mind,
Mm-hmm.
the enemies of your soul, to win. We all have a calling, but it's up to us. It's up to us if we're going to step up to the plate. Keep fighting. Keep believing. And everything that I had to endure, it was always, oh, I'm not good enough. I don't look how she, I don't sound how I don't have her confidence. But it wasn't about any of that. It was about who y'all created Kristina to be. He didn't
Mm,
create me to look or act or talk or walk, sing, pray like anybody else.
no.
But once we figure that out and get that under control, we'll be okay. Because we do have a work to do, and we don't have a lot of time.
No.
We
It,
don't have a lot of time.
I remember our dear bishop saying that when I was 10 years old. He said, time running up, time winding up. Like, what this man
Mm-hmm.
talking about? But listen, let me tell you how we really, now, baby, we
It's close to
really, we
graduation.
truly are running out of time. And you have to decide that I no longer will fight me because it's me versus me. I'm my own holdup.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was talking to my best friend, and I know I said we was about to end, but I gotta get there. I was talking to my best friend today. And when I tell you, baby will get me together quick,
Drill
fast,
sergeant.
and in a hurry, she'd be like, mm-hmm, Ty, I heard you. But, and well, I mean, will literally light me up. But I was talking to her and I said, Vonna, I feel like I'm in limbo. I feel like I'm at a standstill. And you know what she said to me? She said, good, stand still. I was like, she said, because when you stop moving, he can.
That part. I loves her.
That's my girl. Um, and then like we were in Jeremiah because we do our sometimes, not all the time, we said we was going to do it a little more often, but sometimes on our lunch break we do a Bible study instead of, you know, like eating. And sometimes we'll eat while we reading, like that's just us, like, you know what I'm saying, that's what we do. But we were in Jeremiah, and I think what was so profound, because we are in the me versus me, he told Jeremiah, I put the words in your mouth, don't tell me you can't speak it. So I thought that, because Jeremiah was like, no, it's like I pictured me doing that. I was like, I can't speak to the people. I don't want to go online. I don't want to pray. I don't want to. I don't want to. It's not about you. Move you out of the way and let Elohim take over. Move you out of the way
Mm-hmm.
so that Yahweh, the lover of your soul, can have his way. And when you move out of the way, it's not really you. The people won't see you. The
Mm-hmm.
people won't hear you. It's not you. You are merely just a vessel. So you have to decide, will I be his vessel or will I be a grave? Will I live or will I die?
Yeah. That's what it boils down to. That's what it boils down to. But he said, if you keep your mind on him, he will keep us at perfect peace.
Mm.
He will keep our mind at peace if we keep our mind stayed on him. And that's the thing. Like this, our mind can go all over the place. And we're no good to the kingdom when it's all over the place. We
No,
can't do what we need to do in the kingdom if our mind's all over the place.
no. And that's why we got to get us together, y'all. Journal. I challenge each one of you who are on this line, who are listening, who will even catch the replay. I challenge y'all. Get your journals.
Mm-hmm.
Write out what you think you're fighting with. And then write out the promise that counterfeits that.
Mm-hmm.
Get your journal this week. So when we come back next week with our other powerhouse,
Mm-hmm.
I need y'all to be able to write in this chat like, yeah, I did it. That's what I want to see. I did it. I did it. As soon as you come on, I want to hear I did it. Write it out. Lack of self-confidence, self-sabotage,
Mm-hmm.
disobedience. I want you to go so far in your word you can find and counteract. That's your infection. Now go get your antibiotic. It's time to get well. And it's time to stay well. But y'all, we gonna pray out. Thank you so much for coming to chat with Ty tonight. It truly has been such an honor and a privilege to have you on, and not only on, but also in my life, and to help me be a soundboard when I'm going all nutty on the inside. Yeah.
That's
So,
easy.
listen, it pays to have people who are grounded in your father. It pays. And if you don't have people like that around you, check your circle. That's all I gotta say.
Yep.
So that's all I gotta say about that. But listen, y'all, we gonna pray out. Make sure that you log in next week, same time, 7 p.m. Because listen, let me tell you, baby, who we got next week.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna wanna miss it. That's all I gotta say. You're not gonna wanna miss her. Listen, I love you guys so much, but know that Yahweh loves you way more. So we're gonna pray out. And I pray that this week you take that challenge. Go get your journal. If you don't have one, go get one. Write it out. And it's time. It's time to get well and stay well. Y'all put that in the chat. Get well and stay
Mm-hmm.
well. It is time to get well and stay well. No more jumping back into infested waters
Mm-mm.
because time is drawing near. And it is time for the army to stand up.
Yes.
So, most gracious Father, we thank you for everything. We honor you. We give you everything that is due. We thank you that you are Abba. We thank you that you are Jehovah Nisi. We thank you that you are Jehovah Gabor. We thank you that we be not afraid of their faces. Father,
Yes.
we thank you that no longer will we be the enemy that is the enemy. Father, we thank you that no longer will we get in your way. No longer will we self sabotage. No longer, Father, will we stand in the way of what you want done in this earth. Father, we will be the vessels you have called us to be, Father. We will uproot and we will let you put in us what you want in us. We will pour out and you will pour in, and we will stay postured in your face, Father. No longer will the voices take over our minds. No longer will we allow the enemy to rule, reign, and abide in us, because he does not have rule, reign, and a power over you. Are the end all be all. You are the beginning and the end, Father. And we thank you that your spirit touches each and every one of my listeners, Father, even as they're sleeping tonight. Give them new vision, Father. Give them new breath, Father. Breathe into them anew. Give them a fresh wind tonight, Father. And we thank you and we give you all the glory and we give you all the honor. And it's in Yahushua HaMashiach's name that we truly pray. And it is so, and it will be no otherwise. I love you guys, but know that the Father truly loves you best. See you next week.